in any season. It could change your plans and disrupt your day. When we know in advance that dangerous weather is coming, Storm Team 4 will call for a weather alert day. Our commitment to keeping you safe and informed. When you see this, stay tuned to NBC4 and get up-to-the-minute reports until the threat has passed. Download the Storm Team 4 weather app and get alerts sent directly to your device. During Storm Team 4 weather alert days, get your most accurate forecast on NBC4.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on Facebook as well as YouTube and on NBC4i.com. We are here with Dave Mazza. Hello, Dave. Thank you for joining us. And we're talking about the weather alert day that you guys have issued. Storm Team 4 and you, as our chief meteorologist, have issued for Wednesday and Thursday. Tell us what a weather alert day is and why you have issued it.
Okay, so first off, we've started issuing weather alert days, and we're trying to get ahead of the storm for everybody to get you prepared. I know one of the things that we typically deal with is, some people, especially on Facebook, ask, are we trying to, we're not here to scare anyone. The point is to get people prepared for what to expect tomorrow. And tomorrow is a great example of why we issue weather alert days. So we're looking for tomorrow. When you wake up out the door, we're going to have a day where the weather is going to be pretty benign. There's not going to be much going on. It's going to be kind of cloudy. Temperatures around 30 out the door. Wind chills upper 20s. You don't think much of it. But if you're going to be out the door for 8-10 hours, by the end of the day, it's going to be a mess. We're going to have rain. We're going to have snow, rain-snow mix possibly across our areas, and a much slower evening commute. So you need to get prepared ahead of time, and that's why we issue the weather alert day, to give you an alert that we are seeing weather that could potentially be very impactful to your daily routine. So that means getting out in the car, driving home from work, picking the kids up from school, taking them to the million events that they have in the afternoon and evening hours. This is going to have a direct impact, the weather tomorrow, on that. And depending on where you live, we are going to have a whole slew of different kind of weather. Which camera, by the way? I'm used to working in the weather space in the back.
You can look at them. It doesn't matter where you look.
Because Christine's over there and the camera's right over here. So I just wanted to make sure where we're looking at.
Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'm kind of here in my seat, and then we've got it looking so when we can look at each other. Exactly. So it's a fun setup that we have here. But Dave, so we have, you said it depends on where you live.
Yes.
And that's really important because we've got people watching. I'm looking at the comments here. Mount Gilead, Columbus, Hanover, Mount Vernon, Chillicothe, Dresden. As far up as Bell Fountain. So we're all over the place.
Yes.
Which is vital from some of the models that you were showing me.
Yeah, so we take a look at, here's the thing, and a lot of folks ask me about different things they see on the interwebs. They see a model and everyone can find that one that has that huge number on it. But that changes. It's a computer. It's looking at different things constantly. We don't react to one little thing like that. We have been watching this same weather system essentially for 10 days now coming our way and analyzing it and what's changing on it and what's, added moisture, cold air, warm air. And that's one of the keys. You get a February weather system like this. What's going to end up happening is it's coming from the southwest. So it's going to bring some warmer air with it. And a lot of times what ends up happening is that cold air that we've got, relatively speaking, near the ground, that warm air will go above it. And what ends up happening is the snow that's falling out of the clouds will end up melting and potentially staying melted all the way or staying as snow all the way, depending on how that thickness of that layer is. So for folks that are checking in, let's say Bell Fountain, for instance, you're looking at quite an interesting snow event coming your way, it looks like, by late tomorrow and tomorrow night and into the day on Thursday.
Should we show the pinpoint that we've got rolling right now?
Yes, go ahead and show that.
All right, let's go to that. Make sure your mic is still on. Okay, so we're good. Talk about what we're seeing right now. You can see it too, right?
So, yeah, we'll leave this up. I've got a loop of a couple of different graphics showing up here. So one of the things that we're going to be watching, obviously on Live Viper radar here, this is live from right now, 4:40 in the afternoon. You notice nothing locally, but that's what we're watching is that system to the south and west of us across parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi. That's generally going to continue to lift north and northeasterly overnight tonight. So we're going to have a quiet night tonight, quiet out the door on Wednesday. But you notice as we head into the Wednesday afternoon hours or even in the morning, cloud cover starts to increase, and then it will start off as rain, starting to change over to snow. And north of I-70, it appears the air mass will stay cold enough that it will be a mainly snow event. But one of the big concerns that I've got is down to the south and east, we are going to see some substantial rainfall, especially for the month of February. We could see upwards of isolated areas of 2+ inches of rain by the time this system is over in isolated areas. on top of a very saturated ground. We don't have a very efficient sun right now compared to the summertime, so we're not drying out as fast as we normally do. So the ground is going to be very saturated now, and then we're going to add a bunch of rain to it. And to the north, we're going to add a bunch of snow to it with colder temperatures. So it is going to make for a very interesting forecast. I showed at 4 o'clock the forecast totals, and I think to the northwest part of the state, we could see 3 to 5 plus inches of snow. 3 to 5 plus inches of snow to the northwest part of the state. But that, when I showed the graphic, I spent a lot of time on it because there is a big gradient from that number to 0 to 1 here in the I-70 corridor.
Right.
With rain mixed.
Lots of people are asking it. So we do want to get to Columbus because people are asking about what their commute is going to look like as far as morning and evening, both Wednesday and Thursday. And then I also want to talk about how large the Central Ohio viewing area is.
Yes.
So I get this a lot, when I'm on here. They're like, I'm not seeing anything, there's nothing in Chillicothe, nothing in Columbus. Roads look great. We have a lot of rural areas that we need to focus on.
I mean, okay, so I'll ask you this question, and you can kind of give perspective. How long does it take to drive to Bell Fountain from here? Hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the weather?
A good amount of time.
Athens, same thing, right?
Exactly.
So you're talking from northwest to southeast, at least 3 hours. If you're driving legally, you're looking at closer to 4 hours drive time. That's a large area that it covers. And when you have a system that's complex like this with a temperature line that basically determines winter from spring right across our area, you're going to have a big change. So let's go through the commutes. Tonight, let's start there tonight because that commute's going to be going on now. A lot of folks have plans, go grocery shopping. For some of us, this could be that French toast weather, especially to the north and west. You may want to get the milk, the eggs, the bread, that kind of stuff. But I think tonight, going to be quiet. No problems tonight. Wednesday morning's commute, no issues expected either. We're going to have temperatures near 30. It is going to be dry for the Wednesday morning. As we head into the afternoon, when the kids get off the bus stop, especially south and southwest, we could be starting to contend with some rain showers. Even up into Columbus, we may have some light rain showers as the kids get off the bus stop tomorrow, 3, 4 o'clock. That evening commute tomorrow, I think what we are going to have working in our favor is temperatures tonight are not going to drop that far below freezing. We're going to be maybe a degree or two below freezing tonight. Tomorrow we're going to get into the low 40s, so ground surface or road surface temperatures, especially with a lot of travel on them, should stay above freezing through the day tomorrow in the metro. So what I think that's going to end up doing is by the afternoon, even if we have some wet snowflakes mixed with rain showers, I think that evening commute in Columbus and the metro is generally going to be wet, wet only. To the south and east, it's going to be wet because of the rain. To the north and west, you get up by Marysville and north, I think that's where you're going to, Delaware north, that US 36 corridor and north, I think that's where things are going to start to get sloppy by tomorrow, 5 o'clock to maybe 7 o'clock.
Just to recap here, Dave Mazza is joining us right now because Storm Team 4, under his leadership, Dave Mazza, our chief meteorologist, has issued a weather alert day for Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you guys for joining us. We keep getting new viewers. People are watching from basically all over. We've got Coshocton, Athens, Columbus, all the way up to Marion. And we're talking about a huge area in a very complex storm system again. Dave, if you just kind of want to,
go back over the totals,
just
maybe?
go over like the totals and the basics of what we're watching right now because we do have a good amount of new viewers.
What we'll try to do is, so I'll try to explain this visually. If you think about our area, and we'll do it in
Let's do
quadrants.
the pinpoint. Here we go.
So we've got the pinpoint, and Christine will leave that up. We'll kind of do it in quadrants. So the northwest quadrant will start first, and I'm basically looking from, let's say, a line from north of London, so north of I-70, up towards Delaware and over towards Bell Fountain, Kenton area. That region is generally going to see more snow developing late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. In general, 3 to 5 inches of snow, most likely in that area. There could be some isolated higher numbers. Obviously, we've got the temperature change up there. We've got a little bit more elevation, highest point in the state up in that region as well, along the ridge. So that's going to be the highest. As we progress to the east a little bit more, we'll call the northeast, the second quadrant of our area.
Coshocton, Cambridge kind of
Yes,
area?
exactly. Knox County, Morrow County, Mount Gilead, Mount Vernon, over to Coshocton. I think you're generally going to see slightly lower snowfall totals, maybe more in the 2 to 4 inch snowfall total range, with that number going down as you get further to the south and east. So you're getting closer to, let's say, Zanesville, Cambridge. You may be more in the 1 to 2 inch snowfall range, but you're also going to be contending with rain as well. And that, again, will be coming later tomorrow. That almost might be able to slide past the evening commute for a lot of that area, because that will be the last region to kind of get the precipitation. To the third quadrant, we'll go to the southwest part, so as you're getting closer towards the Cincinnati area from Columbus down 71 into Fayette County, parts of Pickaway, Ross, Pike counties. I think you're generally going to deal potentially with a few wet snowflakes in the onset, but generally a rain event. And you're looking at maybe a ½ inch to an inch of rain. As you get closer to US 23, we're looking at maybe more of a more towards an inch of rain plus. Now, in the fourth quadrant, the southeast part of the area, it is generally going to be rain and rain only, and heavy rain, especially
heavy rain,
tomorrow night.
because we've got some
flood watches.
Yeah,
Yes,
we've got
flood
flood
watches.
watches issued for that area.
And that starts tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon, and extends into the day on Thursday. Now, when we talk about that, obviously in February, this is a good amount of rain, 1 to potentially upwards of isolated 2 inches of rainfall. You see it right there in the pinpoint forecast, kind of zipping through the south and east. I mean, that's over. We've got this running at a 48-hour loop here. But then on the backside, you notice there is going to be snow showers for everybody later in the day on Thursday. I just don't anticipate those bringing the big snows with them. It's just going to be more of a nuisance kind of thing. And honestly, the winds that accompany those snow showers and the much colder air, that's what people are going to be talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of focused on right now is, oh, hold on. We went down on Facebook. Let's go back up. Hate that. Just 1 second, everybody watching on NBC4i.com as well as on YouTube. We're trying to get back up here on Facebook because we did have some really good questions. So just pause for a second. Sometimes Facebook likes to kick us off the live videos.
They're not a big fan of the winter weather, obviously.
I'm not a big fan of the winter weather.
No, but I mean, it's a pretty complex storm system that we've got coming up here. Like a lot of times these are, it's easier from a weather perspective if you just get one coming out of the northwest, a good clipper system, and it's bringing snow only. It's easier for people to plan, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to make sure that people know what to expect.
Yeah, definitely. And so we're still running the live Viper radar right now, as well as some of the graphics that you pulled up for us. Kind of just for our viewers, before we get keyed up back here on Facebook, talk to us about lots of people have basketball games and different things like that. What's the timing of this all going to be like?
So late afternoon tomorrow, I think, in the southwest part of the state, we're still looking at 2 to 3 o'clock starting to rain. Here in the city, we're looking at more like around the time the bus drops the kids off, between about 3 to 4 o'clock-ish, that we start to see it picking up. And then continuing through the overnight tomorrow. So tomorrow night, I would assume that a lot of, especially along and north of Columbus and the I-70 corridor, a lot of areas, if you have events overnight, basketball games, stuff like that, they may, depending on the directors, they may determine that it might just be better to postpone the games for another day, depending on the weather going on outside. But it is going to be a little bit more complex as we head through the evening and overnight hours tomorrow night and into Thursday morning.
All right, guys, we are back here on Facebook. Sometimes Facebook likes to kick us off a little bit when we're going too long on the live videos, but we did want to come back here because there were some really great questions. Again, Christine Barconi joined here by Dave Mazza because Storm Team 4 has issued two weather alert days for Wednesday and Thursday as a complex system is headed into our area. So we wanted to hop back on here because I think there were some really good questions that need to be addressed. One of the questions, hold on, your camera's frozen now. We're just having all kinds. Live TV, everybody, or live internet.
Yeah, we're having all kinds of fun issues
all kinds
over here.
Of fun issues. All right, Dave, we're back on you live now. Tell us about the system again, and then we had a few people asking, what kind of snow is this going to be? Is it going to be heavy stuff, or is it going to be light and fluffy? I bet I have a good guess as to it, but I'll let you answer.
It is definitely going to be on the heavier side, and moisture content, that's one of the reasons why this is a wet system coming up. I know that sounds stupid, but that's
what's making the total so high, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's, when we talk about weather systems and we talk about rain, and we use the word wet because we're talking about not just light showers, we're talking about heavy rain. And when you get that mix to the north, that line is going to be very well defined. For folks that get all snow, as opposed to getting, a ½ inch of rain, you may end up with 4 or 5 inches of snow in spots. You may have heavier snowfall totals. That's also something to be keeping in mind shoveling wise. You may have a lot of slushy, heavy snow to be dealing with, and that's something to be very careful of. tomorrow, especially tomorrow night, shoveling this stuff off the ground.
All right. So I just want to welcome everybody back to our Facebook Live here. We're talking about a weather alert day issued for Wednesday and Thursday here in Central Ohio. We want to thank all of you who are joining us from out of state, but we are focused on Central Ohio weather right now, just as a heads up to you. So we're asking about you guys are asking about very specific towns here in Central Ohio, but there's going to be, like Dave said, a very clear, defined line. And
Yes.
we have graphics in the story that kind of represent that, and you can look where you are on the map. But basically, it's going to be different wherever you are. You kind of divided it into quadrants for us.
Yes, and I'm not to be rude. I'm going to be wrapping my portion of this up because
well,
I have a 5 o'clock show.
Yeah.
But here's the cool part about this, and I don't know how the cross-platform thing works, but I'm going to promote that you probably should tune in at 5 o'clock on NBC4 and NBC4i.com.
Yeah,
you can
watch it
watch
both
right
places.
here on the interwebs. Also on your weather app, your news app, you could be able to watch live broadcast directly from there. I've got a graphic that will be showing, kind of running down place by place, kind of zones, we'll call them, where we could expect what as far as snow, as far as rain goes, because there is a ton with this system and a lot of variance depending on where you're at in the area because of the temperatures will change from rain to snow. So again, in generalizing, if you're south of I-70, you're going to mainly be dealing with rain. If you're north of I-70, you're mainly going to be dealing with snow. If you're along I-70, you're mainly going to be dealing with rain with some wet snow also. Maybe in the 0 to some light to maybe upwards of an inch. But again, one of the important things to note is the rain is going to suppress some of these snowfall numbers, so you may have some heavy slush as well. I think the roadways for the evening commute tomorrow will be wet generally in the metro, snowy to the north, and rainy and wet to the south.
All right, as a former producer, I'm watching this clock getting nervous, so you go.
You want to make sure they could get the
exactly.
mic checks.
Dave's got to go and do his mic check, so I'm going to go back to just me here. Again, watch NBC4
Thanks,
at
Christine.
5. You're welcome. Bye, Dave. So watch NBC4 at 5 for the latest on this. We'll be leading with weather in all of our shows as a weather alert day is issued for Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to know more about what a weather alert day is and why that has been issued, you can click the link in the description of this video, or you can go to NBC4i.com/alert day. That's where all the information is, and that's where you can see the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday as well. Again, just want to reiterate what Dave said, a very complex system. So if you are south of I-70, you're going to see mostly rain. And if you are north of I-70, it's going to be a mix to up to a good amount of snow in the Bell Fountain and the higher areas of the state. So it's just a very diverse and complex system, as Dave has said multiple times. So that's why we want you guys to stay with us. That's why those weather alert days have been issued. All day tomorrow, we're going to be letting you know minute by minute what is going on. And then Thursday morning, for the Thursday morning commute, I will be back here live doing our live stream that we do, tracking the morning commute, taking a look at those ODOT cameras, talking to the snow warriors in the different municipalities and cities, and ODOT, of course, about what they are doing, and again, tracking your morning commute. We want to thank you guys all so much for watching. Great questions. We really appreciate your support. And make sure you go to NBC4i.com for more information on this. Download the weather app as well as our news app. They're both free, great resources for you guys. And we will catch you later. Bye.